Hey, my name's Jayne. I'm here with Backseat Mafia, and I am joined with
Ari
and Liam
of.
Hidden Mothers.
Okay, so we are here at Key Club in Leeds. You guys are a Sheffield-based band,
Yes.
I assume. Are you both from Sheffield?
None of us are from Sheffield.
None of us.
We just all sort of converged to the north over the years from various other bits of the country, and 4 of us ended up in Sheffield, and I'm from Huddersfield, so I'd make the trip over for band stuff. And yeah,
Most of us are from
Sheffield is definitely our home.
Yeah.
Though. Like that's where we're based. It's where we did our first stuff. And
Nice one.
Well, most of us are from the Midlands, but we either moved there for university or just because the North's amazing. So
Yeah.
the North is beautiful.
Nice. So how did you guys actually meet then?
I didn't know Liam. Stefan,
don't know him.
I still don't know him
I'm
very
an
well.
enigma wrapped in a mystery.
I'm still trying to work him out. Stefan, who's the lead vocalist, is the barber for most of us, except for this guy who goes to a different
Basically, Steph knew all of us individually,
Yeah.
but none of us knew each other apart from him. So he just was like, I want to start a band, I need this, and this. I cut hair of 2 guitarists and a drummer, so that's that sorted, and then they pulled me in.
Yeah, it
separately.
actually started with me and Steph. I'm going to take the accolade for that one. So I was like, Steph, should we just start a band? Because there's nothing, I know that he was a great singer, and I'm a great guitarist, so we thought we'd put 2 and 2 together.
So modest.
Absolutely. But then he brought in Luke and Liam, and then on the off chance he was cutting Adam's hair, who'd only just moved to Sheffield. So the rare opportunity to have a drummer who's not in any other bands, and we just stole him, and he's been ours.
And we don't let him out of our sight now, just in case anyone else tries to.
He has as short lead as he can.
Just chained to the
Just
drum.
absolutely.
Yeah. Nice one. So how did you guys find out that you liked the same music? I guess it's not hard to
I think
vibe
just-
another metal.
Yeah, I mean, just from that initial sort of, gathering once we'd all sort of, the 5 of us had got together, we went to the pub, as one is wont to do, and just sat down and like, okay, so if we were going to do this, what sort of thing do we want to do? What albums do we all love? What bands do we all love? And we basically just got chatting
Also
about
the same thing.
we all got chatting about like Death Heaven, Oathbreaker, Alcest, Converge, bands like that. Mostly like post black metal-y kind of stuff.
Nice.
Our sound has definitely not veered away from that, but is different to what we maybe set out to do now.
Okay.
But that was the initial kind of idea, was to start a post black metal band or a black gaze band.
I think the moment that I knew that I loved these guys was like our first practice together. We wrote and finished a song, and it was actually our first single.
Oh, nice.
So that first single that we put out, however many years ago now,
2019.
2019, is largely unchanged from that first practice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice one.
So we are so good.
But it just was immediately like, this is something that we could really make work, definitely, like from that first practice.
We all gelled like as musicians, like straight, which is something you need from a band, and it was just like, I was like open mouth, just like, yeah, this is great.
Aw.
Yes.
Felt great.
It was really cute.
Nice one. Aw, so wholesome. Were you guys in bands before Hidden Mother?
I mean, we're
We all
all getting on a bit now, so we've all been knocking around for a while. The reason I knew Steph was because he was in a band called Baal from Sheffield, and my old band Relics from Huddersfield did a couple of shows with them like over the years. You've been in.
So yeah, I was in a band called Fly On Bird, Fly On, which is a pure post-rock band, and I knew Steph because I put Baal on, and then just met him through that way.
Oh, nice.
So
And then Luke's always been in like emo bands and stuff, because he was from Stoke originally, so he's been in bands like over that neck of the woods.
I mean, being in Stoke does make you very sad.
It does.
So
yeah. All the songs are about how he wanted to get away from Stoke. But Adam, I think this is pretty much his first kind of serious band, like his first real band, which, considering how good he is pretty mental, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so we've all done a bit, some more
Nice.
than others, but that's because there's a 10-year age range between the youngest and the
Literally,
oldest member in the band. So yeah.
Nice one. You mentioned how you like bonded over the music that you were all inspired by. Do you remember like who or what band it was that made you want to write music?
But originally, like individually.
Yeah,
Wow.
just individually.
Radiohead for me.
Radiohead,
Yeah,
really?
absolutely.
That's such a
Radiohead.
cool answer, and
I
mine's
know,
going to be so rubbish in
I'm
comparison.
so sorry. when I was 12, I met this older lad who's like 3 years older than me, and we used to just go skateboarding. And when he turned like 20, he started getting into like cool indie bands. And because I was like a younger kid, I was like, I want to be this guy.
Nice.
So I started listening to Radiohead. I was like, okay, I'm going to get a guitar and try and sound like Johnny Greenwood. Nice. And now I'm in a metal band.
Yeah.
So
There's a through line there, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh, Zetra going to crash our interview in 3, 2. Oh, he's gone back. He's gone behind. I mean, for me, I can't remember what made me want to start playing bass, but I know I came very close to stopping at one point when I was sort of 14, 15. And then I remember being really ill, and so I couldn't leave the house, and I just learned the entire first Rage Against the Machine album on bass, and I was like, actually, the bass is fucking cool, and that made me stick at it. So I don't know what got me there originally, but that's the band that made me not quit.
I mean, cards on the table. I actually asked for a bass guitar for my 14th birthday. On my 14th, and I was really upset that I got a 6-string. So I was like, fuck, okay, fine, I'll play guitar then, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that he plays bass. So,
Yeah.
You know, I think you're the first bassist I've ever spoken to where they didn't play guitar first.
Yeah,
And they just fell into it.
I did try, but I was never good at it. Like, not at
look
one.
how small his hands are.
But the fingers are wide. But I mean, I bought a guitar like every kid does. I bought the world's most terrible guitar. It was a Marlin Sidewinder.
Ooh,
I know. Wow. And I just couldn't get my head around the concept of playing more than one string at the same time. So I was like, well, if I'm going to play like this anyway, I might as well just play bass and then just sort of never look back from there. Yeah,
Nice.
Apart from that summer that I nearly quit.
I'm glad
Nice
you didn't
one.
quit.
Me too.
Nice one. Do you guys play any other instruments? Or?
I do.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a prick, so I'm currently taking piano lessons.
Nice.
I read music, so I'm classically trained flautist, darling. I haven't played flute for ages, but I'm now
You played flute?
Yeah.
I
Mate.
thought we could get through this whole interview without saying anything that would make people think we're Tories. And then you said, I'm a classically trained flautist.
Yeah.
And I think
Like,
that's now out the
immediately.
window.
Shall I just call that the video? Just hidden mothers are actually Tories.
I'm from deep in Tory country, but I used to be in a flute choir. So I played to Montfort Hall.
Did you?
Yeah,
Fancy
absolutely.
bitch.
Yeah, I know. So, so I play a couple of instruments. All the samples between the tracks are all composed by me. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just play bass and go rah.
Yeah,
But I'm really good at it, so.
you are.
Nice one. So, you guys are working on your first album after 4 years, but I also think we should take away 2 years because COVID.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like they don't exist. That's in my eyes, you know, when I see someone's like,
Very generous of you.
it's just how I see it, man. Like, COVID was such a shit time for loads of creatives.
Well, I mean, we like a lot of bands nowadays can work remotely. Like, so I feel like during COVID there was a lot of bands were like, well, this doesn't really change anything for us. We can still do things over Zoom and you know, so, but we've just never really worked like that. I think because what the kind of music that we make is so reliant on atmosphere. If you're not in the room, it's really hard to tell whether there is an atmosphere or not. So.
I feel Luke definitely sat down with his acoustic guitar and wrote loads of sad songs, which became Hidden Mother songs because he came to us with lots of complete ideas that we bastardized and
but they couldn't take shape until we could actually be in the same room together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. So, you're working on this album then. So, when are you hoping to get it out? And do you have any influences in your mind of how you want it to sound?
Well, I mean, if we had any influences of how we want it to sound, we need to not change them now because it is mostly done.
Nice.
So I would say that it is 80% done.
I would say, I would
There's
say,
still basically all that's left to do is vocals.
Nice.
So we're still figuring out some stuff regarding vocals and looking to change up a few things. But you know, influences wise, I think that that initial pool of bands that we first drew from, like Deaf Heaven and stuff like that, is still there.
Nice.
But we also have like there's definitely some more like post-hardcore and screamo, and like there's bands like Virgin Row and Envy and bands like that have crept in a little bit more, and like Thrice and Alexis on Fire to a certain extent.
Nice.
Although we don't ever expect to be as popular as either of those bands.
You
And
never know.
and then when we have been doing vocals, we've put little things. Like our producer the other day was like, "Oh, that sounds like something off the Boy Genius album." You know that Phoebe Bridgers collaboration thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, right. Well, I mean, I didn't expect that, but we'll take it."
Funnily enough, you mentioned influences, and the band that we're on with tonight, Svalbard, was the first band that made me stand up and really appreciate black gaze as like a genre.
Yeah.
Because I was, as I say, I was in a post-rock band and I didn't get heavy music, and then I saw them at Temples in 2015, and I saw they had like a Strymon Blue Sky, and then they went rah. I was like, oh, so that can happen at the same time.
Yeah, you can scream over post rock and it
Yeah,
sounds good.
exactly. So I was like, and that was the first part, and then obviously Deaf Heaven came afterwards. But yeah,
I mean, Sunbather was 2013, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
I didn't hear it until quite a bit later.
exactly, same.
Yeah, I think it's funny because we tried to make black metal or something adjacent to black metal, but apart from Steph, none of us had ever really listened to any black metal.
Yeah.
So I guess what came out was a non-black metal musician's interpretation of black metal, which has ended up. We've done
Sounding
all right
really
off the back of
good.
it, so it's fine. But
I think we're really proud of the album.
Yeah.
Really proud of it.
And,
We can't wait to get it out and get people to listen to it.
Yeah,
we just want to make Grebos cry.
Yeah, we've definitely milked those 4 songs that we have out as much as we possibly can. So it's time to get some new music out there.
Tonight we'll be playing one of the old tracks. Everything else is new.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one. Right, okay, so I think we have approached 10 minutes,
Okay.
which means it is almost time for you guys to go on stage.
Yeah. Cool.
There's a little gimmick I want to start doing, like at the end of interviews, right? Do you guys have music on your phone or like Spotify on your phone?
Yes.
With like music you listen to?
Yes.
I want you to open whatever music app you use and just press shuffle and tell me what the first song is that comes up.
Good.
Okay. The first song.
Yeah.
I am a bit of a boomer, so how do I do that? What do I go to?
Show him, Ari. Do you have a playlist or anything?
Oh, any playlist?
Any
playlist, one you listen to, one you've made, one that's recommended.
I mean, what I've been listening to, if we're like putting me on blast, has been Boy Genius, Caroline Polachek, and Burner, and Dinner Celestial Beds, and Leprous has been my week or so.
Nice.
Yeah.
The last thing I listened to was this morning was the Rage Against the Machine self-titled
That's
album.
the album that made me not quit bass.
Yeah. What a nice little callback.
Serendipitous.
Absolutely. And then because I like to sleep, I've got Brian Eno as well. So yeah.
Did I see Numenorian on there?
You
as well?
did, yes.
Yeah.
A bit of Numenorian.
This is really nice that this has fallen on a day where there's not something terrible in my recently played. Like, my son hasn't put the poo-poo song
Let's
on.
see. What's your jump back in?
Jump back in.
Pure filth drum and bass. 100 gags, of course.
Oh, come on.
Bit of Harm's Way, yeah.
Leprous, foxing, pianos become the teeth. Celestial Sanctuary, Back for Lashes. Turns out I just like sad stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
I do
and
like
we like the least sad people.
I'm quite happy with my life.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. I think that's a wrap for this interview, and I shall now go take some pictures of you guys killing it on stage. Woo! It's been Hidden Mother. Woo!
Thank you.